Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at using kitchen appliances, but mostly we're poor at making art. My name is Benj.
And my name is Isaac. And this week, dear viewers, we're going to answer the age old question. If you could be any kitchen appliance, what kitchen appliance would you be? You know, this question that gets asked at awkward office meet and greets and youth group, get to know yous. It's that question that you ask about somebody, hoping, I think the goal is always to know a little bit more about them.
Yeah.
Then you always just get a little bit more confused about them.
Right.
Know?
Because they say something and you're like, I mean, you don't look like a toaster to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why'd you pick that? And they're like, I don't know. I like toast, I guess. And you're like, oh, I don't know anything about this person now.
Yeah.
There are some kitchen appliances, it's like the person who says, I'd be a knife. And you're like, oh,
okay,
Barb.
I'll avoid you then.
Barb, I'm staying away from you at the company picnic, She's over there with her picnic basket full of knives.
Yeah, like sometimes you learn something about people.
Yeah, it's only but everybody tries to pick like a socially acceptable kitchen appliance, if they have any decorum.
Right.
Everyone's
or they just say something dumb like, I'm a refrigerator because I'm cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, okay, but the fact that you said that kind of proves otherwise.
And then you get like the person who's like, I'd be an oven because I'm so hot. And then the HR's after them. For you can't say that at work. Cindy Lou Who. Yeah, like who knows what happened to her after the whole Grinch thing, right?
Apparently
Like
she's getting written up by HR.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's how it works in Whoville. But we ask this question in our society. Like someone came up with this and was like, "This is a good icebreaker."
I don't think it's as common as you're making it out to be.
I think everyone who's listening to this has probably been asked.
I've heard no one but you ask it.
I mean, but I ask it a lot. Like I ask it to people, mostly at the youth group we help out with, because people let us do that because we're artists.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's a good awkward pause. Good job with that. I think that's why. They're like, kids like artists.
No, kids like dinosaurs.
The kids like, oh, you're right. But there is no more of those. And if we came dressed up like Barney the dinosaur, people would, and you come dressed up like any animal, people are like, are you a Christian? But like,
I think Barney might be almost acceptable.
If he was like a real dinosaur and he didn't speak, but we're like, he's probably got a spirit in there somewhere, If we get to heaven and Barney the dinosaur's there, I will take back what I'm saying, but I don't think you're right. The point isn't Barney the big purple dinosaur. Like Clifford the big red dog. There's Barney the big purple dinosaur. Because you got to define the size and the color. Just like you would if you were talking about a human. It's Benj the big white man.
I don't think that's what people do should do.
It's like, I think it's a good description. Police officers are like, can you describe
like who
what you saw?
Just broke into that window.
Yeah, like what size were they? Oh, big. What color? Red. What species? Dog. Okay, we've got somewhere.
I mean, if they're looking for Clifford, they can't find him. Then
you
need a new police.
Emily Elizabeth is doing a good job hiding him in their gigantic house or whatever. Remember that? I always had a house that was like,
They also lived on an island that was like dog bone shaped.
Did they?
Yeah, it was like,
I don't remember that part.
It was like an island built for him, practically.
Kind of like Skull Island and King Kong. Well, you don't want your giant animals, getting about and climbing buildings they shouldn't. Or like whatever shenanigans Clifford got up into, like drinking out of a swimming pool or something.
Because also Clifford's food was like delivered by semi-truck and stuff all the time. Like I think the island was owned by some rich old lady who liked Clifford, and like everything was just done like for Clifford.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would make more sense
because like there's no way her family could afford
to feed the dog.
or house or any. Like they had a whole separate house that was as big as their house, like forward, just dog house.
It's like those families that have like 12 kids. You're like, those parents can't make enough money to feed 12 kids. you know, so they have to have like a rich benefactor
Right,
somewhere,
yeah.
you know,
Like there's
there's
some
some rich old lady who
who just
likes
their
big
kids.
families,
Yeah.
you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, you have to be careful,
Yeah.
you know, when you're like, we're gonna have kids. How many? 12. Oh well, you better find a rich old lady first to you know financially support you,
Yep.
because that's how it works
That's how it
with
works.
money, you know.
And especially if you also want a giant dog.
I mean, think about it. That's how it works with everything, right? Like, I'm gonna open a zoo, and you're like, are you though? You can't pay for a zoo,
Right. Yeah.
you know. Like,
Although that's the type of thing where it's like, even if you had like a lot of money, could you just like open a zoo?
I don't.
Like it seems harder than that.
There's some people who could probably open a zoo.
Right. But it's like you would need
But that'd be
to
real hard.
You'd need to own a lot of land.
Yeah.
You'd have to like meet with mayors.
Yeah,
Like-
you'd have to give people to like give you exotic animals.
Yeah.
You know, like not many people are gonna do that, no matter how much money you have.
Yeah. There's too much politics in owning a zoo.
Too much politics in the zoo. That's why every time you walk in a zoo, they're like, "We've paved this road with bricks made out of the people that gave us money that allow us to run this place."
Made out of the people. This had their names on it. This was their final resting place.
Some
They
zoos,
came to us. They offered us money. We killed them on the spot and paved the road with them.
I'd like to say that just came out wrong. Yeah, zoos are creepy, guys. You know, like
Yeah, don't give money to a zoo.
No, you don't. You don't do it. It's a bigger. You know, you're not willing to pay the expense. It's more than you're willing to pay, I think. But like,
So, like, that's how they get away with it. They don't. They don't do all the politics.
it's no politics. It's just you know, sign this document, and then we'd like to introduce you to our first exhibit, the lions. You know, like, you know, Daniel and the lions and stuff. It's just like a pit.
And then they take your leftover bones and turn them into bricks.
Well, yeah. I mean, how cool for them. They're always part of the zoo.
The road in the zoo is like you think those names are the benefactors.
Uh-huh.
They're actually just the politicians that got it their way.
Yeah, that's zoos are tricky businesses. That's why we're not in the zoo business.
No.
You know,
We're planning to be in the hotel.
hotel business is much
It's
more wholesome.
Yeah, it's much easier to house humans than animals.
Yeah, it is surprisingly.
Yeah,
You know, much less politics.
Like you
involved.
can just do it anytime you want.
Yeah, like
An animal, no.
yeah, you need to let someone. Yeah, like in your house. Think about it with your house. You know,
Mhm.
someone's like, "Can I stay the night at your house?" You're like, "Yeah, I got a couch." You're fine, right?
Yeah,
You say there's a stray dog. You bring a stray dog in. You're like, we gotta go buy new food. We gotta, you know, dog proof the house.
yeah.
We gotta make sure this thing doesn't die.
Or
you
even
know,
worse, if it's just like, a lion walks
Yeah.
up and you're just like, oh, yeah, come into my
put
house.
it in the
It's like,
backyard, right?
what? Even if you somehow
Yeah.
fed it and stuff,
Your,
it's
na-
like
your
the
neighbors are
government-
calling.
the
Yeah, your
government's
neighbors are
getting on your
calling the
case.
police on you, and it's
Yeah,
so much
Like,
harder to house
that
animals.
doesn't happen when it's a human.
No, it doesn't. Humans are easier to house than animals.
Yep.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we are so. You know those games that people play like on Wikipedia where they try to get from one thing to another
Yeah.
in like 10 clicks. So, you know,
Right.
they'll try to get from like Squid Ink to like President of the United States, you know, just by like clicking
Yeah.
on
And
links
they do,
in
like, a
Wikipedia.
race.
They do, yeah, to see how many
Yeah.
clicks you have to take to get from one to the other.
Mhm.
That'd be really easy because it'd be like Squid Ink, Two Poor Artists, Benj, Artist General, President of the United States. You know,
Right,
like
yeah.
you'd get there real quick. But
Nice and easy one.
but like yeah, we went way far. We went from kitchen appliances
Mm-hmm.
to the politics of opening a zoo. You know, real far off. But here's the deal.
Yeah, I don't even know how we got
I know.
there.
I'm trying to play it back in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where we made the jump to zoo.
Yep.
Yeah, there was like a laughing fit we had a few minutes ago. Everything before that's just a blur.
Right.
And that's how the government wants it.
But the laughing fit was about
The
the
zoo. Yeah, I know.
Like
I know.
we
That's
were
what I
already
mean.
on the
I know.
zoo.
There's no hope now. Let's
Yeah.
just move on. Today we are, you know, it goes along with that age-old question. If somebody asks you, if you could be any kitchen appliance, what kitchen appliance would you be? If you have never found this out about the people in the room with you or the car with you right now, pause the video, turn to them and say, the two poor artists wanted me to ask you a question. And then they'll say, like, who are the two poor artists? And you're like, well.
Weren't they just listening to us?
Yeah, but they weren't. They were blocking us out,
okay,
man.
That
you
makes
know.
sense. Too.
They were looking at their anything except us. And you're like, well, they're these YouTube artists that are wonderful and published and brilliant and I love them. And they wanted me to ask you if you could be any kitchen appliance. And then they'll be like, wait. They wanted you to ask? And you're like, yeah. Well, they told me to ask. You're not going to tell the two poor artists, are you? And they're like, well, no, I'm not really going to tell them.
Well, but you can.
You can in the comments, yeah. But ask them what kitchen appliance they would be. And
and then tell us.
Yeah, then tell us. I guess they should worry about that.
Yeah, we do want to know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No
the whole
here.
list. However many people are in your room,
or
car or whatever.
Let us know what kitchen appliance every single one of them would be.
Even if you have to go to a different room that has more people in it, go ask them.
Yeah, go into a big room, write down everyone's name, pass around the clipboard, and have them write down what their kitchen appliance.
Yeah, and then send that to us
on YouTube. Yeah. So, should we ask each other the question? Like, what kitchen appliance would you be? What kitchen appliance I would be? Or is that revealing too much? Because here's the game. I'm going to draw a person that in some way, shape, or form personifies this kitchen appliance.
Right,
you know, like I'm going to draw a person, and Ben's just going to have to try to guess what kitchen appliance this person would be.
Yeah, so I'm guessing a kitchen appliance. He's drawing a human.
And then Ben's going to draw a human, and I'm going to guess which kitchen appliance they represent. You know,
so it's kind of like a few weeks ago when we did the wanted poster, and we said the crime, and we drew a person that personified that crime.
Real creepy.
This is a very similar idea.
Although, to be fair, the only thing we did there was like wanted, I think, right? Or did we put that there? No, we did put.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
We did. I came up with for you, and then
so my person.
It's basically just you drew a guy with a weird lips, I drew a guy with weird fingers.
I'm going to say this right off the bat. I don't know that the person I'm writing or going to draw with the pen necessarily is the kitchen appliance I would be. I'm trying to remember what my answer for this normally is. I don't know what kitchen appliance I would be. Something like the squid ink juicer. Like obvious. You stick the squid on, and
I thought that was an art tool, not a kitchen tool.
I hear chefs using them for some reason too. Something about wasting ink in food, which I
guess we did. Yeah. Like we.
Didn't you find it weird when I brought our squid ink juicer into the kitchen for the mashed potato thing?
Right. Yeah, because usually
we packaged them up.
Yeah, because usually we use the squid ink juicer for art. Not for food.
Just understand, when you have a live squid, it's really easy to get the ink out of it. You just tickle it in the wrong place, and it's like, oh, you made me ink, Nemo. And then you just you go through the whole steps of I'm sorry that you've done that near me, and then you just go on with your lives. But once the squid's dead, how do you get that inky goodness into your pen?
Right.
Squid ink juicer. Coming to your local convenience store.
So that's the kitchen appliance.
Every 7-Eleven. Yeah, squid ink juicer. As an artist,
I think obviously mine would be a refrigerator because I'm so cool.
Oh my gosh! You said it out loud.
The worst answer.
We were saying that earlier, and I was like, "You're not gonna say that, are you?"
It's just the worst answer someone can give.
It is kind of the worst. Okay, so this person.
I think I'd be the kitchen sink because I go with the flow.
These are things that are written in high school yearbooks. They're it's like your senior quote, but they ask, what kitchen appliance would you be? And everyone's like...
Or it's something you write on someone else's, like kind of like a pickup line, but on the back of their thing. It's like, if you were a kitchen appliance, you'd be a refrigerator because you're so cool.
Okay, so all seniors that are, or anyone who's about to finish school this year, when somebody gets your yearbook, just be prepared for this. And when you get their yearbook, just be like, you're so cool. You'd be a refrigerator if two poor artists asked me what kitchen appliance you would be.
Why are you writing it in that order?
Yeah, it's just... It seems right.
Is that a toe?
Strangely enough, it's not.
Oh,
It's the face. uh, um,
is this a toe related kitchen appliance?
are there toe-related kitchen? I mean,
And how is this a face? Like
we'll get there.
that's not really a face. Unless it's like a robot.
She has like big jowls.
Oh, I see. I see how it's a face. Yeah, he's just such a towhead, though.
A toe head.
Which
Yeah.
apparently used to mean someone was blonde.
I don't know how to do the hair for this person.
I've always wondered
What? This is like a thing? A toe head?
how a towhead like meant you were blonde. Like it was like an insult.
This is a thing
Yeah.
that people used to call each other.
Yeah.
See how much color gets people in trouble? Blonde. It's not black and white.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Like I've never understood it. I've never looked it up either. Oh, okay. See, I've also never seen it spelled.
Oh, is it
It's
spelled?
towhead, TOW head.
That doesn't help me understand the meaning behind it. Does it help you? You hear that it's
No.
like, oh, towing a car. Now it makes sense why they'd call a blonde person that, because blonde people are notoriously tow truck drivers.
It's
Probably like something.
okay. So towhead is like a sandbar by the river. So it's saying they have like sand looking hair, I guess.
I guess. Still weird.
And it's usually actually not just like regular blonde hair, it's like when they have almost white blonde hair. I'm trying to find like an actual like entomology.
Yes. Yes, that's what the people on the internet want. Entomology from Two Poor Artists.
Maybe.
Or it might be possible that no one ever wants entomology of anything. Ever. Except for
See,
entomologists.
I'm finding like multiple different reasonings.
Oh.
Because there's also a thing called tow, TOW, that is a short or broken fiber that is used especially for yarn, twine,
I'm
or
really having a hard time
stuffing.
with this guy's head.
So it's like yarn or cloth made of tow.
Ew.
But like it's not like the material can be flax, hemp, or synthetic material, but it's like a yarn type thing. So it's like but there's also the other thing I said.
Really having a
I
hard
don't-
time understanding what this guy's like, how to make him this kitchen appliance, you know?
Right. I mean, he's being crucified, it would seem.
It's not being crucified. that's not the kitchen appliance I went with. I don't even know what kitchen appliance I don't want to think about what kitchen appliance Jesus would have used.
Well, he was like a carpenter.
Yeah, so he would have used
So,
the
old
wood
timey
related
drill.
old-timey
You know,
He
the
would have
crank one.
He would have used one of those, mallets they use for tenderizing steak. The Jesus kitchen. That's Jesus' answer to this question. I'd probably be a meat tenderizing hammer. Something we definitely have in 0 AD.
Yes.
We're very picky about our tenderness of goat. Those lamb chops are just too chewy for. I don't know. This is not my Jesus voice. I shouldn't even try to use a Jesus voice. First of all, just understand Jesus.
Why?
I'm
Yeah,
not trying
you
to.
say this isn't your Jesus.
I know.
Voice. Why do you have a Jesus?
I don't
voice?
have a Jesus voice.
Okay, I think that it is mostly the yarn thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think that's why they're called toe heads.
I understand, sort of, kind
But
of now.
I don't know because there's also the
Can we get back to something, slightly interesting?
there's also the in the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, the word towhead referred to a sandbar. So it's like, oh, I think there's more than one answer, and you can leave it up to your own imagination to wonder why this guy might be called a towhead.
Better question is, what kitchen appliance do you think this guy is so far?
I mean, so far,
Uh-huh.
there's no toe related.
It's not a toe, man.
He's so much a toe, though. I think. Oh man. And like, like,
Like a bald, like a bald
oh,
spot.
like, is he? Like his head looks like it's like an air fryer or something.
It's not an air fryer. Oh, it's
Like because it looked like you could put the stuff in his mouth, but what is like cone shaped and
yeah, that's a little weird. I'll admit. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm trying to
like
I'm
air
just trying,
fryers are kind of that shape.
I'm trying to think of like
It's like a hippo, man. I don't like this guy very much. Oh, there's a big old gap. He needs to go see a dentist. Why is he missing so many teeth? Like is that
it's part of
part of?
it's part of it. It'll help you understand. I think
I don't think
when
it
we get to
will.
that part of the drawing. Oops.
I don't think it will.
I'm really trying to understand like. Ooh, that's a skinny leg.
What? Why doesn't he have a leg?
Just very short legs.
This guy. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally what I wanted. Ooh, you know what I gotta give him? I didn't even realize I needed to give him this, but
What like dandruff?
yeah, it's uh-huh.
What kitchen appliances like sheds?
It just goes along with the whole, personification of this kitchen appliance. Which kitchen appliance sheds?
What kitchen appliance do you hate the most?
I don't hate this kitchen appliance. I like this kitchen appliance.
What? Do you see the guy you're drawing?
Uh-huh. I do. I'm gonna give him a little companion. Let's see.
A tear?
It's not a tear.
A poop?
Shape are your poops, man?
I was thinking of the emoji. Or like from Digimon.
Kind of has a Digimon. Oh, that arm is so in the wrong spot.
Oh, I thought those were like wings or something.
Fortunately not.
Those are both hands.
Mm-hmm. They are.
Is that also a human?
No. No, it's just a companion. Okay, so now we get to the good stuff.
Companion.
Okay.
Are his teeth falling out? They just like float around him?
No, they're not. They're getting.
They're being like ejected out of him?
That's exactly
We're
it.
we're drawing kitchen appliances.
Kitchen appliances.
Not like the old kids games like that what was it called? Like Perfection or
Yeah, it's not that.
I hope he has all his fingers.
Yeah, he can have all his fingers. Despite that one that looks really weird. Let's see.
And what does he do? What? I don't. I do not understand.
You're making that clear. That's good. No one will be able to be like, I think Benj knew it the whole time. Gosh. There's just so many fingers in places they shouldn't
Oh,
be.
why are there?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Just ignore that hand. Hand mangler, you know.
But the other hand only had 3 fingers. You drew 3, and then you just drew 2 more fingers.
He's got more on one hand. Not related to his kitchen appliance.
And he's putting salt on things. Is there a kitchen appliance that salts?
Okay, maybe the salt part is an embellishment.
What part of this is helpful then?
The teeth.
The teeth are helpful.
The teeth.
Is a kitchen appliance that ejects parts of itself?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say parts of itself. Wouldn't really put it in such terms. It ejects things. He has like those hoodie pockets. I guess we'll give him some other pockets too.
And what's his companion? Why is a tear a companion?
I don't know how to explain that. That's not a tear.
What is it?
I don't really. I mean,
Now it looks like one of those
okay. This will
like
help.
food dye.
This will help. It's not one of those little food dye things, although it does look exactly like that. This will help. Okay, I'm going to draw a sun. Just in case it doesn't turn out looking like a sun. So, like... Oh, this guy's got a bead of sweat. Not related to his friends. Dripping down.
He's just outside, salting the roads. It's about to snow or something.
I guess, yeah. Here, we'll just put...
Like, I would be guessing the kitchen appliances, but nothing make like what ejects things that you would salt.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna feel silly once you hear which kitchen appliance this is.
No,
I think.
No, I'm not.
Nah.
Like, the only thing I can think of that ejects something is like a toaster.
Yeah, he's not a toaster.
But he's not a toaster, and you don't salt.
What are
his
feet shaped like? Maybe that'll
They're
help.
Squares.
Yeah, well, the rectangle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the rectangles. That's true. Here, maybe I'll draw some of this. They're like.
But like, what isn't rectangular in the kitchen? Like everything. Everything's rectangular.
They're leaving behind like a residue.
If your main hint is rectangle, name a kitchen appliance that isn't a rectangle.
The kitchen appliance is not necessarily shaped like a rectangle. It actually looks a lot like this guy's face and head, like from the front.
It's an air fryer.
It's not an air fryer. You give up?
There's nothing else that's shaped.
I'm trying to I'm trying to think of like what I could write.
I want you to like.
I want to know like what I could write.
Good drawing clues.
Okay, so it's getting hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening when
it's sweating? So he doesn't like the heat.
I mean, like he should be used to it, but part of this whole process is him heating up. So we just got to go with that.
Oh.
Trying to think of like what else.
and he has a companion.
He's like a
that's
salt shaker,
pear-shaped.
right? He's got salt coming out of his head.
He has salt coming out of his
Well,
head.
it's like salt, yeah, I guess. It's like dandruff, but it represents salt.
Oh,
You know, he's got his little companion down here.
his companion that those aren't wings.
I'm just gonna put a word on his shirt, and if that doesn't help you, then I'll tell you what he is. Okay.
Okay.
This also helps like as he's like a person, you know, because like some people
Wear shirts with the words on them.
yeah, but like you might have like a grandfather or your dad, and you might give him a Father's Day shirt that he has to wear, and it might say that.
Okay.
You understand what he is now? Did that help? Since I gave you like
yeah
2/3.
But what's the companion?
Okay, so this
Like I don't like because I'm pretty. So it seems like he's a popcorn maker.
yeah, he's like an air popcorn.
I don't know what
right?
popcorn maker you've seen that is shaped like a cone.
Well, it's like if you look at the front of the mouth of it, it's like got that big opening, big wide opening.
Most popcorn makers are rectangle though.
But like they're rectangle, yeah, but they're kind of this guy's shape. Like if you cover up the arms and you just imagine that he's like this tower with the opening on top. I mean, I had to give him a neck, which is kind of weird, I'll admit, but
like they don't normally come to a cone at the top.
it's not like a cone necessarily, but it's from the front. It's very cone-esque, I think.
Like what popcorn maker are you thinking of?
Here, I'll show you. Like
because every popcorn maker I've seen has been just rectangle.
I get that, like, but like from the front, nobody looks at a popcorn maker from the front. I'm convinced. This is how I imagine it would look from the front. Let's see if I can find a picture.
Don't you only look at a popcorn maker from the
front? Kind of like that.
Oh, it's like one of those weird.
Yeah, like one of the air pop ones, right? Where you put it in the top and it pops out. It like vomits out the popcorn. You know, I almost drew him vomiting, but I thought that'd be kind of gross. His teeth popping out.
His teeth popping out. Okay, but what's the companion?
It's a popcorn kernel.
Oh,
like an unpopped popcorn kernel.
Okay.
And his shoes? Can you guess the shoes now? Rectangle.
No, I don't.
There's sticks of butter, man.
Oh,
there's sticks of butter on the sidewalk.
His feet are sticks of butter.
Mm-hmm. His feet are sticks of butter.
Because that's how
his
popcorn maker.
Well,
works.
I mean, but like it's just they were hints, man.
They weren't good.
Salt and butter and the popcorn popping out. His teeth are the, and that little bald spot is like the part where you pour the kernels in the top. You know, I don't know why he has like a volcano head, but I give him some hair just to humanize him.
Even with that picture you sent me, it wasn't this shape.
What do we write? What are we writing for the title? Popcorn maker? Kitchen appliance?
Yeah, kitchen appliance. I mean, that's probably what we'll call the video.
Yeah, because then people in the gallery one day,
yeah, they'll have to try to guess what kitchen appliance this guy represents.
Exactly.
Like when you wrote the word pop, that helped. Like they might be able to guess.
Yeah, I know. That was like because you were struggling so much. I didn't really want to do that.
Yeah, but without that hint, like
I'm proud of this drawing.
Like no one,
like all of my drawings,
no one could ever guess.
That's not true.
Guess this.
You guessed it eventually.
Yeah, with the word pop.
Yeah, well,
with half the word, I was able to guess it.
Art is supposed to be, complicated.
I once had a popcorn maker. It was a Tasmanian devil.
I remember that one from growing up.
It also wasn't shaped like this.
No, it was shaped like Tasmanian devil. Would that have been helpful?
I
probably would have been actually.
For me,
yeah.
Like not for other people, but
we have one of these ones, and they, this is the dude I always imagine on the counter. Teeth popping out.
I am sorry.
Yeah, no, I've never imagined this, but now I probably will. And I'll probably go back to microwave popcorn at some point.
You'll just need to stop eating
popcorn
we'll go back together.
We'll go back to microwave popcorn.
I can get free popcorn every day at my job, but
must work.
It's a rectangle popcorn maker. Like just a regular one.
Oh,
like
that's weird.
Most people have.
No, I think this is the general shape. With that picture that we showed, I think people will understand.
Even that picture is not the shape of this.
But it's an interpretation. If I had just drawn a popcorn maker, it wouldn't have.
Well, yeah, but if you also would have, if you would have drawn a normal person, like this,
That's not a normal looking dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But he's also not popcorn maker shaped. So it's like, what's the point?
I still think if you cover up his arms, he kind of looks like a popcorn maker with legs.
No.
I stand by it. That hole in the top of his head now is really concerning me, though. I realized I should have just left it bald, but I don't know. He's just got like a weird hole in the top of his head. Maybe he was like golfing one day, and someone forgot to shout 4, and a golf ball just hit him square on the top of the head. Maybe it's an embarrassing birthmark, that only comes out when he gets really warm, and then people pour popcorn kernels on his head. Be.
Yeah, this guy had an unfortunate life.
I don't know why he's going for like a
why, and he's like losing his teeth.
They're just popping out because he got too hot. His teeth start popping out.
He just has
the popcorn kernels.
Wide stance in every way.
It's like he's going for a hug almost.
And he's also pouring salt.
I think he's just like
onto his.
Let
teeth.
it happen.
Like in a bowl of his teeth that are falling out.
I bet his little kernel companion eats
and
it.
then he's probably gonna rub his feet on them.
That's why he has a kernel companion, man.
Which he's gonna murder.
No. Companion. It's like when people are like, I've got a chicken companion. You're like, yeah, but you're going to murder him and eat him, right? They're like, no, he's a chicken companion.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Don't get me wrong, real weird.
I really should have been like thinking about what kitchen appliance I was
going to do. You can just been giving me a hard time. Because it's tricky. Because you don't want to just, if you're going to be like, it's going to be an oven, man. You don't want to just draw an oven with a face.
No,
it's too obvious.
Even though you kind of claim to have tried that,
I can see where you thought this was like an air fryer.
Yeah, he's actually the shape of an air fryer.
If I had drawn an air fryer, man, I'm just going to tell you, I would have had him like taking out his retainer. Because you have to pull the whole tray thing out of the air fryer. Mm-hmm. Would have been taking out like a giant retainer, and there would have been chicken nuggets in it.
Yeah, if your goal was to draw an air fryer, I probably wouldn't have been able to guess that.
That's why I didn't try.
But if you would have drawn this guy,
yeah, and he's like the fact that he's like somebody's father too. He's Pop, like the Dr. Seuss book, Hop on Pop.
Yeah,
it's like Hop on Pop because he's
What is this guy's kid? Like it's not the popcorn.
It's not the kernel companion. That's just his companion. Yeah.
So it's like, but what's an air fryer or not an air fryer? What's a popcorn maker's kid?
It's like a bag of microwave popcorn. Oh. Maybe it's one of those. You remember those tinfoil ones that you get and you put them on the stove,
right?
And the kernels pop on the inside and it like inflates the tinfoil bag and it just fills up with popcorn,
right?
And then it burns every time.
Mm-hmm.
You used to be able to get ones too. You could put over like campfires.
Yeah,
and they would pop. They had like the oil and stuff in them. They always burn too. Yeah. Well, people have been staring at my drawing for too long.
Yeah,
they're thinking about making dentist appointments, which is never what you want.
I'll get rid of your drawing.
Thank you.
But I'm still like kind of deciding. Okay. Ooh, but can I draw that? That's always the problem. Like even if you think of an idea, then you realize that your art skills get in the way of.
Yeah, we've discussed this at length, I feel like, in the past, but we're not, as poor artists, we are incapable of taking the image in our heads and putting it on paper. Mm-hmm. That's what makes a poor artist. Like, we can picture things vaguely in our heads.
Yeah.
But getting them on paper, you also have to set the bar pretty low for yourself in your head, because you're like, I'm picturing this really cool guy,
Right, yeah. See, like, that's the problem. It's like what if I wanted to be like, oh, this guy's a refrigerator because he's cool.
Yeah, can't do it.
Like, I can't draw a cool
You'd have to draw like an actually cold guy,
yeah,
with like icicles coming out of his nose and stuff like that. Because drawing someone who looks cool, you'd have to be like, well, actually, he's a trash can because he's just trash. That'd be where it would go.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. I don't think a trash can is a kitchen appliance. Unless you have like a really, like those trash cans that like compact the trash
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. Apparently, you're rich.
Mm-hmm.
It like makes it into a cube for Wally to carry off.
Okay, I'm gonna start drawing.
So that when your
And
maid and butler come into the room, all they have to do is haul a really dense trash cube out that's dripping, and you're like, pip pip, no need to worry. I haven't seen trash in a fortnight. Because you're rich. That's how you talk.
yeah.
Ooh, he looks. Oh, what does that remind me of? That reminds me so much of someone.
How unfortunate.
It's oh man, it's gonna drive me insane. It's gonna drive me insane. Who does that remind me of? Where the eyes are going buggy like that. Man, I'm gonna like ask ChatGPT who we're looking at here. Ooh, it's gonna drive me insane. I'm gonna think of it later too. Everybody at home is gonna be like, "What was it?" The eyes, though. The eyes, Benj, and the nose, and everything else. Wow. If you just AI reverse image search that, you get a lot of weird poor art.
Is it all our stuff?
No, it's beautiful. People we've inspired, clearly.
Oh.
It no longer looks like whatever I thought it looked like originally, if that helps. It's far worse. And
I don't know.
doesn't really look like a kitchen appliance. Imagine you're doing this thing,
Mm-hmm.
You're at the office and everyone's gathered around in the conference room and they're like, let's introduce ourselves. What kitchen appliance would you be? And someone says like air popcorn maker and everyone's like, yeah, we see it. Like how weird would that be?
Yeah, like all,
Like you're like you
didn't have to. You didn't have.
Yeah,
to
like
answer,
everyone
did you?
knows before you say it. They're like, oh man, this guy's like a toaster. Like, because he's really toasted. Like that'd be one example.
It's really toasted.
Yeah, it's like, you've been toasting the bread at both ends, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
What is this? Worm man. It's like Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt.
So good you had to say it twice.
It's like a mushroom. See, this is the problem with your drawings. I always feel mean when I'm like, maybe it's a woman. Maybe that's supposed to be a girl. Why does it have horse legs?
Oh, they're not horse legs.
They are horse legs, man. Oh, ballerina legs. It's amazing how close ballerinas and horse legs are.
You wouldn't really think of it that way, but apparently they're the same.
It's really driving me insane though. That I'm trying to figure out in my when you have that in your brain and you're like, I can. There's like a split second where you're like, I know what I'm trying to remember, but I can't remember it enough to say it. That face, the original two eyes and the nose, reminds me so much of something from like a cartoon movie.
Right.
I don't know who. I'm gonna wake up at 2 a.m. or something and be like, I know what it was. And then I'm gonna call you and you're gonna press ignore.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 a.m.
I don't even think I'll have to press it. Like I don't think it'll even wake me up at 2 a.m. That's like
Still
deep sleep. deep sleep. So obviously she's like, or he or whatever, creature, appliance, human. This is like spinning. I don't really know how to draw spinning lines.
Yeah. I have a guess already, but I'm just gonna wait a little longer.
Why
See if things
are
change.
you waiting a little bit longer?
I don't know. I'm gonna guess like a salad spinner.
No. That's
Oh,
a pretty decent
pretty decent guess, right?
guess, but but
Because
that's
that kind of looks like the person who just is like, one of those crazy vegans.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what they look like in the face and the
Right.
hair. You're like, you should be a vegan, and you just like look into their crazy eyes, and you're like, you're not a good spokesperson for this thing. Like you're a little too pale and a little too wired for somebody who doesn't drink milk.
Right.
So not a salad spinner.
No.
But something that might be spinning.
Mm-hmm. It does spin.
You know that washing
Let's
machines
see.
aren't in the kitchen unless you're British.
Right.
Right?
Right. I mean, I may be uh um stretching, I guess, the definition of kitchen appliance.
Oh, well, that'll make it nice and easy to guess.
Because I guess most people, when they think of kitchen appliance,
They think of things in the kitchen.
No, they think of like electronic devices.
It doesn't have to be necessarily.
Well, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like
I would say like a spatula. Like they say
Right.
kitchen appliance. Maybe we should have said like kitchen utensil.
Right, yeah, because I was under the assumption that like anything,
we should have said
a spatula would fit.
We should have said utensil.
Yeah. So I was just
I think that's actually how people ask it. Why have I been saying it wrong all day? Kitchen appliance?
I don't know.
There's like 2 kitchen appliances. Like that implies
But like
electricity.
yours
Yeah.
like was an appliance.
I know.
But it's like when people say kitchen appliance, they do like if you bought a kitchen appliance set, it would include things like spatulas and spoons and all those things. So I was just making sure to clarify
Yeah.
that like
It's like a utensil more
this
than
thing
So
that I am trying.
So it's a whisk.
It may.
Is it a whisk?
Yeah. It
Okay.
is a whisk.
Yeah, it's a whisk. Okay.
That's why she has like wispy hair. See, I want to draw her like. See, I'm kind of disappointed that I already drew all her limbs because I want to draw her like beating up a cow. Just like.
Oh yeah, that's tricky.
beating the dairy.
You know what you do is you just give her like one of those like ball and chain maces.
Oh yes.
You could tuck that in there.
Exactly what I do. So I'm going to draw the cow.
I mean, but like, let's be honest, you're going far from whisk territory. At this point.
But you beat the cream with
like,
the whisk.
It's true, but
like so you're beating the cow.
But people are going to be like, so this is a meat tenderizer. It's going to be like, actually, you'd think because they're beating a cow with a mace.
But you don't spin.
Yeah, see,
You don't
that's
spin
that's the thing.
So we gotta draw the cow face first. So
This cartoon character that I'm thinking of, that your face reminds me of.
mhm.
I feel like they have crazy eyes, obviously, but they shout something like, "She's here," or, "He's here," to like they're just crazy, but they're somehow allowed to be.
What is this
I
character?
cannot. It is. You don't understand how much
thinking of.
trauma this is putting me through, but like not knowing, especially because we're telling people online, and now they're gonna be like,
Mhm.
they're not gonna know, and I'm not gonna know, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend the next
They're
4
they're
hours
just
like
gonna be like
scouring the
is-
internet until I remember it in a dream, or like in the shower tomorrow morning. You ever remember stuff in the shower because it's the only time you actually stop long enough to think about life, and then you hate it, so you put on a podcast.
No.
Yeah, or music. That's why people sing in the shower, so they don't have to think in there.
But thinking like one of the best things.
Like, that's hard to argue. No, it's not. But it's stressful to think.
Like that's what I do most of my day. Like I used to be a bus driver until very recently. My favorite part about being a bus driver is I would just quietly sit there and think the whole time I was driving.
That sounds awful. I can't. I listen to podcasts and music in the car too to avoid
I sometimes do,
my own brain.
but often I just have the car. I just drive silent and think the whole time.
Wow. You
I,
must.
I can't think of anything that I enjoy more than just thinking.
It's so wrong of you. I cannot think of this. That's what happens when I try to think. I haven't done it in so long, I don't know what to do. They say, like, he's here or she's here, and they turn their whole head upside down or their whole body upside down when they say it. Like, they're just nuts looking.
Sounds like something that would happen in Adventure Time.
It does, doesn't it? Why am I convinced it's like a Disney movie, though? Oh, well. I'll just suffer in silence now. Oh, gosh! The cow! That is not a cow! What is it? What is its face? No. What is it's like a Happy Meal box. It's like a Happy Meal box with a Venus flytrap coming out of it. What is it?
The Venus flytrap's its tongue.
Oh, those are its eyes closed? Is that what those are? Eyes on the top?
Yeah.
Oh man, they're so, it's such an alien. It's not a cow. It's not a cow. That cow is so weird looking. As is your weird squash flavored flail.
Squash flavored? Why is it flavored?
I meant squash shaped. My brain is doing things.
Who flavors their ale?
Then you could be like, you've tasted justice, and justice is sweet. And, because you flavor it like candy.
But
Squash. Yours is apparently watermelon flavored or pumpkin flavored. I can't really decide what that is.
Yeah, it's hitting, like, she knocked out. It was like an instant knockout on this cow.
Oh.
That's its tongue sticking out.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. And the cow is clearly on a hill or something like that.
Oh man, now I remember the thing I thought of where I thought that somebody shouted out, "He's here," and he was excited. That was from iCarly with Gibby.
And nothing to do with that face.
That face is still someone, man.
I'm gonna draw
that face is still
corner.
Someone. But my whole train of thought, I realize, is wrong. Oh, yours involves the sun also. How wonderful!
Just because the sun's usually outside.
I can't wait to see this one hanging in the gallery, titled "Whisk." Or like, or guess the kitchen appliance. And someone's like, "It's clearly a meat tenderizer." Knocked a cow. And they have to do cow in quotes because they know it's an alien.
But they're spinning, beating dairy products.
Huh? Yeah.
It's a whisk.
Yeah. That cow is so wrong. It has a frog eyes with a
right.
Venus flytrap tongue.
You're right. It doesn't have udders.
Yes, because that's what I was. Oh. We're going to get demonetized now for cow udders.
Can you be demonetized for cow udders?
That's a question we should Google. Google AI's answer good enough? Let's see. Can you be demonetized for cow udders?
If you're asking this question, the answer is yes. Please.
Let's see. I don't know that AI has ever been asked this. You know, I'm just going to read you the first paragraph of Google AI's answer. Yes. Depending on the context and content, videos containing or featuring cow udders could potentially lead to demonetizing on YouTube if they violate the platform's advertiser-friendly guidelines or community standards.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, we're not monetized anyways, so
Yeah.
demonetization means
I just
nothing.
want to know what the
YouTube
platform
has,
advertisers like the milk company is going to come after
well,
us.
like, because if you are monetized, that means you're getting money from the ads. So if you're breaking what the ad companies
Is that
want,
a cloud?
yeah, it's a cloud.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's like a trash bag flying through the wind.
and then
It's not like. What is that?
it's another cloud.
Yeah, that one's at least vaguely cloud. It's got the cloud curves. Oh, so never mind. Never mind. It's just like a weird bow tie.
It's just
Have you ever seen a cloud drawing? Like, I don't even want to say a real cloud because these are so far from that.
But no, these are just exactly what every cloud looks like.
Okay, kitchen appliance name age. No more clouds. No. I mean, if anything, they help distract from everything. A cow's face is so. Like, if I gave someone 90 guesses to guess what animal's face is this, like, I guarantee they would get to alien frog before they got to cow.
Nah, it would be the first guess.
I don't think so. People at home, do the whole, snipping tool thing. Take a screenshot of that cow, just its head. Like the udders are a dead ringer. But just show the head to, like, some friends and be like, what animal do you think this is? If they say alien frog before they say cow, drop us a comment.
Do the people that watch this have friends that don't watch us?
Dang, you're right.
Like, doesn't everyone watches our channel?
You're right. It's just our extended friend group.
Yeah, I think this.
And that one guy in Wisconsin,
I think
he won't guess it. He knows cows, man. He sees them.
I think this person personifies whisks perfectly.
I think if you would attach those lines, those twirl lines to them, it might help. Because then they have, like, weird stringy things coming off of them.
Well, they already have a bunch of weird, stringy things coming off.
You mean their hair?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Know that.
It's very wispy.
Wispy, like a whisk.
Yeah. Like that's more of like a joke in word.
Yeah. Wispy, like a whisk.
Yes.
Whirling. Wildly. Concussing a cow.
Yeah.
We're not going to have concussed cows at our restaurant, right?
No.
Just concussed octopus.
But we will have, like, whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Yeah.
From concussed cows. It's like in the Willy Wonka movie, the second one.
Mm-hmm.
With Johnny Depp, where they and in the book, but they have, like, these cows and they're just, like, whipping them with whips, and they're like, "Why are you doing that?" And they're like, "Well, it's not whipped cream unless it's been whipped with real whips."
Mm-hmm.
That's that kind of logic.
Yeah.
Except just concussed. It's not concussed cream unless it's been concussed by a real whisk. They're real confused. You know how hard it'd be to concuss somebody with a whisk?
Yeah, but this person's doing it.
You had to pick a kitchen utensil.
Do you not believe that someone was that crazy?
Yeah, no. Like, they're spinning at speed. Like, they're twirling at speed. It's whatever whisk attachment they have at the end there. It's clearly done its job to the frog cow alien. Oh my. Clouds look like they were finger painted by a 6-month-old.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was truly a compliment. We strive for 6-month-old art.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they crawled around holding a ballpoint pen. You're like, oh, I get it. People look at art, they're like, I don't get it. Especially,
I just realized I don't think I spelled appliance right. Just pretend that's the right.
I'm glad
letter.
you said something because
Like I must have not been thinking when I wrote it.
I think there was a lot of not thinking today on this channel, and you at home should probably be reevaluating. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Sticking around till this part of the video.
Yeah. What? How long is it? An hour in? Why are you still watching?
Maybe they live in Topak and they've they're starved for poor art.
It's your favorite.
They
They got the stools.
They do have those
there.
stools, but there's only so long you can look at vaguely inappropriate stools and people sitting in them. It's just how it works. That's why you get yourself some cats and a couple of lizards, and you watch two poor artists. It's just how it goes down in that part of the world.
Yep.
Shout out to Topak and the Donkeys of Oatman.
I think we need to just end this video.
Yeah, it's true. The donkeys wouldn't like your drawing. Let's just point that out. They like cows, even alien frog ones.
I don't know. Donkeys especially like cows. I think there might be a rivalry going on. They might like that we eat cows, not them.
We don't eat. Yeah, the donkeys are like, well, at least we aren't getting eaten. And milked. Yeah, those cows hate those donkeys. They're jealous of them.
But the donkeys have to do all the hard work.
That's true, right?
It's like
they're like, well, at least I don't have to hike up a mountain carrying your human bags. And then they, say something about udders, and it's just back and forth.
Yeah.
Side question: do donkeys have udders?
I mean, they have something similar.
We'll just leave the people on that. See you next time.
Bye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.